are more people coming to join us.
Okay.
If not, we can just start. If you like, we can start. Okay, I'll get my other phone for the questions. So let me pull up my questions here. Do you have questions ready?
Yes, I have got some questions.
You can ask me first if you like, and then once I get
Okay.
my questions, I'll ask you questions.
Do you like recycling any items?
Yes, I do. In fact, I do that every once a week or every week, yes. And I separate the plastics, I separate the cardboard boxes, and even my used clothing. I do that regularly. Donate it instead of just throwing it away. I donate it to some. There are donation centers here, or I'll send it to my relatives, to my country, so that it can be reused.
Did you recycle when you were a kid?
I don't remember. That's a shame, because when I was a kid, I didn't understand about recycling. I think it was not a thing when I was a kid then. The government wasn't promoting recycling, so that people won't damage the rivers and other natural resources that we have.
Will you recycle in the future?
Oh, definitely. Now I'm very big with recycling. I recycle everything, and I'm pretty sure that I'll be recycling like in for life. This is gonna be. It's in my system already. I don't even think about it anymore. I just do it. It's like driving. I drive. I don't even notice the green light. It's just a natural thing. It's a second nature to me, and it would be the same with recycling. And it's gonna be, yeah, in the future. It's also I'll be like that.
Okay, I'm going to ask you from concentration.
Mhm.
When do you concentrate?
When do I concentrate? That's that's a broad. That's a good question, because uh, I don't really know specifically when it comes to time, but I know that I can focus more when I have when I'm pressured with time. Say, for example, if I'm going to take an exam tomorrow, and maybe a week from tomorrow, my concentration would increase. But for example, if a month or months before tomorrow, uh, it's hard to concentrate, because I have so many distractions. Now we have social media, and I want to communicate with my relatives, my friends, and even those I haven't contacted in a long time. And like when their comments and their names will pop up on the screen, then it's easy to get distracted. And I'm sure a lot of people share how I feel, and my own experience as well about concentration. So, like I said, I can concentrate more when there is a pressure of time.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the last question. Do you think you can do two things at the same time?
Oh, I do all the time. Uh, for example, I'm writing something, and at the same time I'm listening to people. I always have meetings on Zoom, and what I do is I just turn off my camera, turn off my microphone, and I'm listening to what the people are saying, and at the same time I'm writing. Or I can be cooking my breakfast or my lunch while I'm watching a video, an educational video. That's what I do. Because to me, it's not enough to just sit there and watch. I know that for some from for some instances, I also write down notes when I watch videos, especially if it's something for my course that I'm registered to and for my exam, for example. Then I can only do one thing at a time. But a lot of time I do multitasking. I do two things at the same time, at least. Habib, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm hearing you. It was great. Now your part is done. Now you can ask me.
Oh, okay. Hi, Raiyan. Let's welcome Raiyan.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe some more people will log in. So your questions. The thing is, I keep asking you guys to give me new questions, new sets of questions for IELTS. I mean the updated ones, because I don't have new ones. Everything is old in my phone, on my phone. Do you wanna do a, what do you call this? A cue card, Habib?
You can ask me from anywhere. Part 1, part 3, or part 2.
I'll give you a cue card then. So I'm gonna send it to our group because I screenshot it. I hope you are in this group because I have other group too. Let me know if you will see it in our group, otherwise. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you are in this group.
Well, I'm not getting the things. I think I'm not in that group. Okay, I got it now.
You got it. Okay. So describe a friend you remember from your childhood. Bullet points who the person was. I'll give you 1 minute to prepare.
Yeah, of course.
But you can let me know even before the 1 minute finishes. Then you can let me know if you are ready.
Yes.
Okay. Your time is up, so you can start speaking now.
Okay. Having a friend is an enjoyable thing for a person, but the friend we had in our childhood, it was a significant part in our life. I had a few friends in my school life, primary school life. Among them, the one I want to shed some light, that is no other than named Purim. He came to me at the commencement of my primary. At that time, I was afraid to attend the math class because the teacher was really awful, and I was really scared to him. But that time I got so much help from a student who was my classmate. He was Korean. He came to me to meet me the way as a new friend. He introduced at first and he told me not to be afraid, and he suggested me a lot of things. He was really a humble person. He liked me a lot, more than me. He wanted everything as good for me. Even he tried always to help me in different angle, either in class or in any games. At the evening, we played football. Every evening, he came to my house to bring me to the field so that we could play at the same match. And this way, actually, I passed a lot of time with him. Even when I play any game or when I mix with any new friends, then I remember him a lot and I miss him greatly.
Okay, your time is up.
Thank you.
All right. Just a quick feedback, just one.
Okay.
Say something. When you said I scared to him, first when you pronounce scared, I think you said scared.
Scared.
Scared, yeah, scared. And you said to him. And so to is not correct. You say I'm scared of him.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Raiyan, Raiyan, can you give part 3 questions to Habib? Maybe 3 questions and then...
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, no, not that one. So Habib, you just wait and then we will have Imon and Raiyan. Imon, are you ready to participate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sounds good. Is that Imon? Yes,
I have already given the exam.
You just took the exam, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so are you still okay to participate?
Yeah, actually, I will just ask the question. I won't answer.
Okay, so do you want to ask questions to Raiyan?
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Hi everyone, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good as always. So you can ask me either from part 2 or part 3 questions.
Sure. I'm going to ask you from part 3. Okay? So your first question. Do children like to change opinion?
Do children like to?
Change opinion.
Do children like to do opinion?
Do children like to change opinion?
Okay. So from my point of view, I think children have the tendency to change their opinions simultaneously. This is mainly because they can focus at single things. So when they have two minds or they think about different things, they have the tendency to change their opinions. So for example, when I was a child, I used to like pencils, but when I saw crayons and pen, then I forced my parents to purchase those things for me, and I used pen rather than pencil. So that time I changed my decisions very ridiculously. So yes, definitely people and children change their minds a lot.
Okay. Very good. Why do people change opinion?
There are several factors which should be considered. One of the prime reason is they have to focus regarding the SWOT analysis, which is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So when it comes about something specific strengths, and this is like what can be done or what is my strength to face this situation, and is it legit to face these situations, and can I cope up with this situation? Then definitely, if I can't manage the situation, I will change my decisions. And when it comes about opportunities, and I opt in for better things as always. So definitely, if I have to change my opinion, then I would change if the opportunity is high. So when it comes about trades, then definitely I will refrain from taking decisions which will hamper my life. So these are the things that many people change their opinions.
Okay. So who do young people turn to for advice?
Could you repeat the question?
Sure. Who do young people turn to for advice?
Actually, I didn't get it. Who do young people
Turn to for advice.
Yes. Can we skip these questions? You can ask me next question.
Do people like giving opinion about politics?
Definitely. At least I can say in my country it's very popular to provide information regarding politics. And when we gossip with each other, our prime news is discussed related to politics situation. So most of the times we use how is our country developing and what are the lackings, and especially when we read newspapers, most of the time we read news is all about politics, and that's why we have the tendency to talk about politics. And most of the time when we turn on our television, then definitely we can see different talk shows, and this involves always politics related issues. So by listening and reading those sort of things, we have the tendency to talk about this situation.
So that's all for today. That's it, ma'am.
Okay. That means, so because you don't want to answer questions, Iman, Raiyan, is that okay if you ask questions to Habib? Muhammad Habib, do you want to change your screen name?
Hello.
I can change your screen name for you, actually.
Okay.
I'll just put Habib because it's hard. So, Raiyan, are you okay to ask questions to Habib? Hello, Raiyan, are you there? You're muted. Okay. No, you are not. Okay, you are still muted, Raiyan. You are muted. Ask you to unmute. Okay, there. Okay, Raiyan, if it's okay for you to ask questions to Habib.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, just a moment. Okay. Sorry, I forgot. I wanted to ask Iman about his experience. He just took the exam, I think, last week. Do you want to tell us, Iman? It's okay if you don't want, but if you want to
Yes,
share.
ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
I feel that experience was quite ordinary actually. And first of all, the examiner asked me about email and about my hometown, okay, which is quite common for us,
Yes.
people who practice regularly. on this platform.
Yeah.
And besides, the cue card was not that hard. It was about describing an apartment which you would like to own in future.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And Arti was quite complicated. He tried to make it more complicated for the candidate. Like renting a house or buying a house. It's quite common, right? Or renting or owning a house, which is better, and what is the advantages of renting, and what is the disadvantages of renting, what is the advantages of buying, and what is the disadvantages of buying. And I can remember.
Okay. So, were you able to maximize your time with your cue card? Because I know.
Yes.
Okay, that's
I
nice.
talked for 2 minutes and then the examiner stopped me.
All right, nice. You know what? This kind of thing, when you say like describe an apartment that you would like to own, it doesn't have, because for example you don't have an experience, you're not thinking of owning an apartment, right? For example, you don't have to really think, oh, which apartment I want to own. Just describe the place where you live and say that's the apartment. And it's pretty handy. You know like all the corners of your house or your apartment like the back of your hand. It's easy. There was one time when I was with IELTS Advantage and I had my mock test, and I was asked about a hotel that I've enjoyed staying. And it's pretty remote because we don't really stay in a hotel often. Maybe we can count on our fingers the time when we stayed in a hotel, right? So what I did, I didn't waste time thinking of those hotels that I stayed, that for example maybe 3 years ago or months ago. I just described my apartment and I said that was my hotel, including the location where the street is and the building. I described it, and then I described the whole, the inside of my apartment. And it was pretty easy because I know my apartment pretty well. So just some tips if you get a cue card like that. Also, when you are asked about describing a person, let's say describing an elderly person that you respect, or describe a friend, or describe a person you look up to, or a novelist or a writer, just describe your sister, your brother, your father, your mother, and say that's whatever the
Yes, ma'am. Actually, it's quite easy to describe any person. So we can use common phrases, idioms, or traits of that.
But the thing is, if you are asked about describing an author, like a writer, and then you really think the real writer, it's hard to describe because you don't know this person. You just saw a picture on the book, or you read a little bit about him on the paper. But if you describe your father and you say, put a name, even if you use your father's name and just say that that's the author that I like, that I really look up to. Yeah, they don't say, oh no, there is no writer like that. No, they don't. So just some tips, because it's sometimes with that 1 minute preparation, that would really go fast. Okay, so thank you, Imon, for sharing. Now let's go back to Habib and Raiyan. Yeah, thank you.
Goodbye now.
Okay, bye, Imon. Okay, Raiyan, are you ready to ask questions to Habib?
Yeah, Habib, which part do you prefer?
You can ask me from any part.
Okay. I will ask you questions from part 3. Okay.
Okay.
Your first question is, what leisure activities are popular in your country?
According to the people of my country, most of the time I saw that the people are spending their leisure time with their friends and hang out with the family members at the evening. And they are going to the restaurant to take the different types of foods. Even I also saw some young people who are fond of playing. And they are playing the games like football, cricket in the field. This way, actually, people are spending time in our country at the leisure period.
Okay. What leisure activities do young people like?
Yeah, as I said, most of the young people in our country like to spend in playing any game like football, cricket, or any other outdoor games. Even some people also like to spend watching movies or listening music. This way, actually, the young people tend to spend their leisure time.
Okay. Do leisure activities have to be educational?
Yeah, actually, it depends on the time or situation. Most of the time, the bookworm always use their leisure time in reading. And some students who are actually looking for something good in their results in their upcoming exams, then they can use their leisure period instead of studying. This it can be the very useful of their leisure time.
Okay. So your last question is, do men and women like different leisure activities?
Yeah, definitely there is some difference between the leisure time activities for the female and male. And the females like to spend their leisure time gossiping with their friends or going out to the market to buy their essential commodities like lipsticks or any other ornaments. But the male is spending different way.
Okay. So that's the end of your participation. You did well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you can also ask questions to Raiyan, Habib.
Okay. Okay, and from which part should I ask you?
You can ask me from part 3.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions from birds. How do you feel about birds?
Well, I always love birds. This is mainly because I have grown up in a city where birds can be seen anywhere and everywhere. So I was fascinated by birds so much that I kept birds for a long time, especially pigeons. I had different types of birds, and most of the time I used to sell those birds and purchase different kinds of birds and pigeons. So by doing this, I was financially stable enough. So keeping bird is good, and for hobbies, it's a very good idea to pass your time.
Okay. Do any birds have any particular significance in Bangladesh?
Particular?
Significance, importance.
Okay. So I don't think any bird plays a significant role in our country. This is because birds can be seen anywhere and everywhere. So the common bird is in our country is crow, and it is believed by some that if, if we see any crow in front of our home or in a road, then definitely it's a bad omen, and we might involve ourselves into dangerous situations. So apart from this, I don't think it plays a vital role. Uh, plays a vital role.
Do you think birds should be protected and why?
Well, definitely, it's a part of our lives as uh, birds plays a vital role in our society. When it comes about our natural or ecosystem, then birds pollinate flowers, and we can grow different sort of vegetables by pollinating. So it's crucial to sustain our and the growth of our chain system ecosystem. And birds is like it's common in our country, and if you can't see any birds during your whole day, then definitely there might be something wrong. And one of the scientists said that if specific birds or a group of birds cannot be seen for the next 7 days, then definitely the world will be perished. So bird is significant in our lives and ecosystem.
What types of birds do you like to pet and why?
As I mentioned that I used to keep pigeons, and I liked pigeons very much. It reflects the peace sign in our country. So pigeons is a great bird to enjoy your leisure activities, and you can sell those birds and you can earn a good amount of money. So you can like do so many things, and when you tend birds, then definitely it's good for our mental health. And when we play with them, definitely we can learn so many things, how they fly and how they treat even their family grow system. So these sort of things. And I always prefer like pigeons to keep, and pigeons can be grown up in an open place. So you don't need to keep pigeons in a cage.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the last question. Why some birds are being disappeared in Bangladesh and why?
Why some birds?
Yes, what is the reason for being disappeared?
Okay. From my point of view, I think that poaching is decent reason to extinct birds. So there are several birds which is very popular in our country, and poachers try to sell them and export to other countries. For instance, birch. Sparrow is popular in our country. In our previous years and like 1 or 2 decades ago, we used to watch different kinds of sparrow, but poachers are very they're very willing to. They what can I say? Poachers are greedy to transfer those birds from one country to another. And apart from that, I feel like hunting is another reason to the extinction of birds. And most of the people, when we see birds, we try to catch them and hunt them, and sometimes we barbecue them. And one of the significant example is in winter season, we used to watch different birds, like guest birds, and but nowadays there are a few kinds of birds which can be seen in our country. and the main reason is hunting. So these are the reasons for extinction of birds.
Okay, thank you. Your part 3 is done.
Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, I just want to point out the pronunciation of birds.
Yeah.
So, birds and bards. So, I heard if I'm not from your region, I wouldn't understand the question because I heard it like barge. So, bards?
Barge.
Yeah, this one, bards. The bards is like a flat bottom boat, it's a boat. But of course, if you are from the same region, you would understand. I just want to point out that birds and bards, they're not the same. I mean, there is a slight difference in pronunciation. Birds, the birds, not,
Birds.
yeah, birds, yeah. But
Birds.
I kept hearing you guys saying bards. Like
Birds.
is instead of a. You pronounce it as birds, but it's birds. Okay.
Birds.
Yeah, exactly. You can check it on Google or other pronunciation platform. All right, so what we're gonna do before we wrap up, you can ask me questions. One question from Raiyan, one question from Habib, and then if we still have time left, I'll ask you questions, both of you, one at a time. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So my part 3 question is, what is the difference between watching the performance live and watching it on TV?
Oh, the difference. Wow. I would say because I'm a person who prefers to watch any performance on TV. That's really, I think that's also kind of strange because I know most people they want to watch shows live. But the thing is, to me, on TV, I won't hear those loud noise from the audience that it's hard to hear the performers themselves. So that's the difference. And when it's live, you are buried in those audience who are screaming and maybe you notice those performers, they have always their earplugs because or maybe like something for their ears, because instead of listening to the music that they're singing or the accompaniment, they cannot hear the sound because they keep hearing the audience shouting, and it's hard to sing and be on this and synchronize because they can't hear the sound anymore or the music. And yeah, that's the difference to me. But I know there are also people like me, and there are also people that they find it strange that some people would prefer a performance on TV than over the performance live. So that's my take on that. Okay, so that's one question from Raiyan and from Habib.
Which color is favorite? Which is your favorite color and why?
My favorite color is anything pastel. Can be pastel pink, pastel yellow. And the reason why is that, okay, I've got two reasons that I can tell you. One reason is I think pastel color, they are classy. And another reason is that they are very soft in the eyes. So I want to appear not too bright or not too, not, for example, if I'm wearing a top, oh, and I want people to look at me like not very bright. So that's my reason. All right, now I'm gonna ask you questions. Raiyan is gone. Habib, I'll ask you one more question and I think we are done because we have only less than 1 minute.
Okay, of
Okay.
course.
Or we're just, okay. Yeah, we'll be finished soon. We'll be cut off soon. Some people say that no one likes to go to meetings, like meetings at work or meetings at the university. So do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say that some people who are not well prepared for the meeting, these types of people actually don't intend to attend the meeting, because being in the meeting, they will have to
Okay, that's it, guys. Now we're done. So I'm gonna say bye to YouTube. Thank you, YouTube.